Today we're going to be talking about all of Chelsea's transfer signings and whether or not I think they're going to flop. First up, we have Joao Felix, who's on loan here from Atletico Madrid to Chelsea. Do I think he's going to do well? Personally, I think he won't be as good as many expecting. Obviously, he got a red card in his first game, which was, Chelsea fans, but that was pretty funny, I have to admit. But, what will he do for the rest of the season? I think by the end of the season, he'll have like 6 goals and like a few assists, which will be enough for Chelsea to sign him. And then next season, he's not going to do too badly. I think I rate this transfer as, I think his performance will be a 6.5 out of 10. Badiashile from Monaco, I actually love this transfer. It's a really good transfer. Obviously, Chelsea do have defenders, however, they are lacking due to the sellings of Rudiger and Christensen in the summer of 2022. So they were looking for somebody, and Badiashile is an excellent option. He's young, I think he's 21, and he does get the job done in defence. Next up, we have Fofana, who is not much of a relevant signing. However, he's just a good squad depth player to have. I think he'll play a few games this season. I'm not expecting much. However, I'm interested to see how Graham Potter will how his tactics will be influenced by all of these new players that he has at his disposal. Mykhailo Mudryk to Chelsea, I've already talked about in another video, and basically I think he's going to flop. Obviously, this sounds very controversial. I don't think he's going to flop as much as I made it seem in the previous video I made. However, he won't be worth his 90 million price tag or however much Chelsea paid for him. Personally, I think he'll score maybe like 3 goals by the end of the season. And next season, he'll, I don't know, score like 6 goals and like 4 assists or something. He won't be the worst player to have, but there's a lot of competition in the winger position. So Malo Gusta, one that's gone really under the radar. Personally, I think he'll play a few games, but there's a lot of competition in this team. I'm interested to see how Graham Potter will play him. He has played a few games in Liga. Madueke from PSV, I actually applaud that transfer. I think it's an exquisite transfer, if I do say so myself. I think he'll do very well at a team like Chelsea. It does suit him. He definitely had to leave PSV because he's an excellent player. Genuinely, in 5 years, I think he could be one of the world's best. I like his style of play, like how he plays. He's a good player, good quality. So props to Chelsea for getting him. And finally, Enzo Fernandez from Benfica for, oh my god, isn't it 120 million pounds or 107 million pounds, like around that? The English record for signing. You've signed a 22-year-old for the English record. Can't believe this. Alright, and how do I put this nicely? He's not worth over 100 million pounds. That is crazy. Manchester City paid 100 million for Jack Grealish, and we all know that was a big flop. Jack Grealish is probably worth like 35 million pounds right now. Enzo Fernandez, I do believe he'll do well, but this is probably the transfer that I'm most excited to see how Graham Potter plays him, because I'm genuinely interested and intrigued to see what Enzo Fernandez will do. Obviously, he had a master class World Cup campaign, but he could just be obviously, I'm not saying he's a bad player. I think he's a great player, but I don't think he'll live up to that 120 million pounds. Okay, thank you for watching this video, and goodbye.